Welcome to Specific Love. This is the 24th edition of 10 Life Hacks with PVC. If you haven't seen any of the others, I'll put the link to those in the description, so make sure you check those out, and let's begin. I recently discovered that these 1/2-inch floor flanges, this has happened to be galvanized piping, usually used with the main galvanized pipe that you see that some people do for decorations, will now work with the 1/2-inch PVC. Now this just happens to be one of those screw-in adapters, the 1/2-inch PVC, so you can have a fairly quick disconnect. But this will screw right inside here without any difficulty. And this is great in case you want to attach some PVC. Maybe you want to hang it from the ceiling, or in my case here, I'm using my old train whistle that I can have it for a nice display stand. And that way it'll allow you to, it'll stand up firm. You don't have to worry about things falling over, but you can still use it. You can still show it off. It's a great way to use a nice floor flange with your PVC piping. Here's a great idea to make a cool little wall hanger. Now, this is a 3 to 4 inch closet flange, and you'll install that just onto the wall wherever you choose. And this is a 3-inch 90-degree sewage and drainage pipe. It's the thin stuff. And if you look closely, they fit nice and tight together. Now you can install this on a wall however you'd like. The neat thing about it is you can put flowers, you can put even dirt and stuff in here. So if you look at this type flange right there, it's sealed. So that if you want to put some dirt in there and actually have a live plant, you can do that too. But overall, you can put this up on the wall, you can decorate it however you wish. Even for that matter, you can trim off some of the edges around here and just maybe have 1 or 2 of the holes to hold it securely to the wall. Or you can just leave it like that and throw something over, maybe like a scarf or some neat decorations. But it's a cool way to make a little wall hanger for display. In a previous video, I showed you how to make this cool PVC skateboard. I'll put a link to that in the description below if you want to check that out. Now, if you are skateboarders, there's a good chance you're going to want to do tricks. So I made this nice simple skateboard rail out of some 1-inch PVC and a little bit of wood. This is a 2x4, and then I just got some bracing on the ends. It's quite simple. You can make this as long as you want. To secure it to the wood, I've drilled some holes at the ends, and then through it I have put some screws just to hold it in place. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as it stays in place, it should be fine. Now, if you want to make this really long, you probably need to do another hole somewhere in the middle, but these pipes come in 10 to 20 foot lengths, and if you can grind for 10 to 20 feet, that's impressive. So you can build this any size you want, and I hope you can get out there and have fun with your skateboard. If you happen to have a trailer, in this case it's a really old trailer, but in a lot of cases the wiring that goes underneath to connect to the lights in the back are not always protected in a very good way. And so you need some way to do this. In this case, in this trailer, you can see, well, they're kind of just hanging everywhere. If you take a piece of 1/2-inch PVC, and in this trailer I was able to actually shove it into the frame, but in a lot of cases you're not able to do that. You'll be able to just maybe zip tie it to the frame itself. But this way you can run the wiring right through the pipe here, and that way it'll give it a nice added protection from the elements and from just normal wear and tear. It's a great way to use a pipe for your wiring. I recently discovered that a piece of 3/4 inch PVC pipe and a 12-gauge shotgun shell will fit nicely together. So I drilled a large hole on one side and a very small hole in the other so that I can install some stuff with a screw. So then I attach them to this board, and you can store your shotgun shells right inside. Now you can do this maybe with a belt or anything for that matter, a wall mount or maybe some kind of a car mount, so you can store your shotgun shells if you happen to carry those around. That's a great way. You can use some PVC to protect those shells. If you're anything like me, you like your oversized cups. The only problem is put something cold in here and they sweat, and of course they can leave that ring. And in my case, if I put it on my shelf here, I could destroy the shelf being that it's particle board. But a 4-inch end cap can make a great coaster. Catch the water, keep my cup nice and firm. You can also maybe put some rubber inside or maybe on the outside to keep it from sliding around. It's a great way to use an end cap. Next up is this cool little magazine holder. It can hold books or whatever you'd like. You can put it in your bathroom, you can put it over in your workshop. It's actually a very simple design. I have a total of 8 elbows, 2 that go across here, and 2 more that reach over to the other side and complete this process in a mirror image. Now you can make this any size that you want to fit your need. The material that I use here just happened to be an old pair of jeans that were worn out, and I cut and made them fit the size. You can use any kind of fabric or about anything you want, as long as it's a little bit flexible, and you can take your magazines and you can put them in there. That's just a simple and great way you can build yourself a little magazine holder. If you do a lot of work with fabric, then it can sometimes be a little bit of problematic storage, because you want to get it in a way that it doesn't have creases, but it also needs to be compact, and so you can't really fold it. If you throw it in a pile, well, of course that's just going to get all wrinkled and become more of an issue later. So if you take a piece of 1-inch PVC, you can carefully roll it up onto the pipe, and that way you keep it nice and straight. It won't have any wrinkles, it won't have any creases in it, and then you can work with it however you wish, and it's nice and ready to go. If you have a GoPro camera, then there's a good chance you're going to try and take it into the water. If you do, you're probably going to need one of those hand floaties so you can carry it around. Now, I've seen a bunch of these at stores and online, but they can be quite flimsy. So we're going to make a little bit heavier duty one here with this nice 1-inch Schedule 20 piece of PVC pipe. You need a couple end caps. You also need a machine screw that'll fit into the bottom here. Now I've taken that machine screw and I've added a couple nuts so that the height here is just right. I drilled a hole into the end cap, as you can see there. And then I took a piece of 6-inch, this is Schedule 20, put the end caps on. You can put foam in there if you wish, but you don't have to. Just make sure they're on really tight. Screw your GoPro on. There you go, let's go test this. I've attached my GoPro. We're gonna give this a shot. This is the bucket full of water, and here we go. And as you see, dunk it several different ways. It always comes back up to the top. Now you can always make this slightly longer, maybe 8 inches if you want to ensure the extra weight, just in case maybe you have a slightly different setup on there. But you can see there, floats very well. Take this out, paint this up nice and maybe red or yellow or orange, something that's bright. You can see it in the water, and you don't have to worry about losing it in the water. Next up is this cool rocket. Now, of course, this is more for like Halloween, for just decorations for a child. Now, very, very simple setup. This is a piece of 3-inch PVC with an end cap and a 3 to 4-inch adapter. Of course, you don't have to make it this fancy, but then in the bottom here, I just have some paper cut out in some different colors and just taped in place to give it that extra little flame shake. Now, I made 2 of these. Again, very simple. Now just imagine if you're a child and you're walking around with this strapped to your back, of course, that's gonna look very cool, especially for Halloween. So I hope you or somebody you know can make one of these for a child and let them have a bunch of fun. Now I hope you enjoyed these ideas, and if you did, make sure to hit the like button, tell us what you think about them in the comments, and have fun building.